Hey guys, Nick here from Nick's Taxes, and obviously yesterday there was some major news regarding the Canada Recovery Benefit. The Government of Canada has announced a whole suite of changes regarding the pandemic support program. So in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit more about that as a high-level discussion and answer some questions you guys might have regarding the Canada Recovery Benefit. So yesterday I posted a video talking about Canadians' thoughts on the extension possibilities, and while I uploaded that video, Canada had went ahead and made announcements saying that the Canada Recovery Benefit will officially come to an end and they will not provide any sort of extension for the Canada Recovery Benefit, but they are going to put in place, pending legislation, a new sort of benefit if there are any more lockdowns in the future. So we're going to talk about that as well. There was some other things that have been either extended or created or enhanced, and so we'll talk a little bit about that. I know a lot of you guys might be disappointed by the news that the Canada Recovery Benefit is not being extended, but our Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, Chrystia Freeland, reminded Canadians, saying that the measures were always intended to be temporary. I know we always thought that they would transition these recovery benefits into something more permanent or a UBI, but that's not the case. Chrystia Freeland also goes on to say, we're moving from the very broad-based support that was appropriate at the height of our lockdown to a more targeted measure that will help provide help where it is needed while prudently managing government finances, she said. So the changes come with a price tag of about $7.4 billion. The Canada Recovery Benefit will be replaced by a new benefit called the Canada Worker Lockdown Benefit. And that will be for those whose work have been directly impacted by a government-imposed lockdown. We'll provide more information on what these benefits are going to look like when more information comes out. That program is going to be available until May 7th of 2022, retroactive to October 24th, and will provide a $300 per week payout to eligible workers. I honestly, my first initial reaction to this was $300 per week for this new lockdown benefit. So if someone's unable to work due to a government-imposed lockdown, you're going to give them $300. I mean, right now, the Canada Recovery Benefit is $300 per week. And we're supposed to be encouraging people to go back to work. Like, that's kind of just like a supplemental payment. You can't really live off that. Yet the government's going to force people not to work, force a closure, and only pay them $300. I really don't like this. I think it should go back to that. It was $500 per week. And even that, I don't think is enough to afford a lot of the cost of living. But anyway, that is the reality of what's happening. Chrystia Freeland said that temporary lockdowns are still a possibility in the months to come. We want Canadians to know that we intend now to put in place measures that would snap into action immediately. You know, we'll see. Again, this new benefit needs to go through legislation. It needs to get approved through our government processes. So this is what has been proposed. As of October 10th, the government has paid out over $27 billion, and there has been more than 2 million unique CRB applicants. So that means there's been over 2 million people that have received Canada Recovery Benefit, and the price tag was $27 billion. So quite a bit of money has been paid out. The Tourism and Hospitality Recovery Program and the Hardest Hit Business Recovery Program are some other things that are going to be available, and they will be until May 7th, 2022 as well. We will see what happens. The Hardest Hit Business Recovery Program, that will apply to operations such as hotels, restaurants, bars, festivals, travel agencies, and they're going to require applicants to show an average monthly revenue loss of at least 40% in the first 13 qualifying periods of Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy, and a revenue loss of the same amount in the current month. So there's some new things happening here. Another one being that the Canada Recovery Hiring Program is going to be extended, and that's going till May 7th, 2022 as well. Some of you guys are always asking about the Canada Recovery Sickness Benefit and the Canada Recovery Caregiving Benefit. Those are going to remain in place until May 7th, 2022, and both are being extended by 2 weeks. So the sickness benefit you can now receive for up to 6 weeks, and the caregiving benefit will now be eligible for 44 weeks. So 2 weeks on each side of those benefits. A little bit more detail on this new Canada Worker Lockdown benefit that's going to take place for the Canada Recovery Benefit. As I said, this benefit's going to be $300 per week. It's going to be available only for workers who have experienced a work interruption from a government-imposed public health lockdown. It's going to be available until May 7th, 2022. It's going to be accessible for the entire duration of that government-imposed lockdown up until May 7th, 2022. And it will be available for workers who are ineligible for employment insurance and those who are eligible for EI, as long as they are not paid benefits through EI for that exact same period. Here's a kicker though that I thought was interesting. Individuals whose loss of income or employment is due to their refusal to adhere to a vaccine mandate would not be able to access this benefit. So I thought that was an interesting caveat that they are putting in as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below regarding these changes. Are you happy? Are you not? What do you guys think? Another big question I received is, now that the Canada Recovery Benefit is done, you're still able to apply for the Canada Recovery Benefit for previous weeks or for this current period. It's just that now this program is over. So according to the Canada Recovery website, you can apply retroactively up to 60 days after the period end date. So you should still have 2 months after October 23rd to apply for and receive a Canada Recovery Benefit, assuming that you qualify for that period. It's just there's no new eligibility periods coming out. So there's going to be one more CRB period, obviously the last period, but there's not going to be any more going forward, unfortunately. So that's the news update. So that's the news update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We'll talk a lot more about this in detail as more information comes out, but I wanted to make a video right now to get this information out. Promise that I will keep you guys up to date as soon as information gets released. And so that's what I'm doing with this video. Canada Recovery Benefit on its way out, this new lockdown benefit on its way in. It also kind of makes me think that our government's going to impose more lockdowns, which is something I really don't want to see. But it makes me kind of wonder, is this the direction that they want to head, or are they just kind of opening this up as a possibility? I don't know. We'll see. It definitely provides more of a targeted approach that the government was talking about in the weeks leading up to this. This is definitely very more targeted towards people that are going to really need it, and it's really going to force people to go back to work or to find work. So on the one side of the argument, a lot of businesses were telling the government to get rid of this program because they're really struggling to find workers. And so now a lot of you guys might be forced to go back and find a job somewhere that you may not wanted to have worked. So I think employers are going to be happy. Some of our individuals here may not be so much. And a lot of you guys do have certain circumstances where you were really relying on these benefits, and now you're going to be forced to find other ways. And so let me know in the comments below your guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. If you got value out of this video, give it a thumbs up. It just helps my channel grow, gets this video out there to more people that might find this kind of content useful. I appreciate it, especially if you made it to the end of this video. Appreciate you a lot, and we will talk later. I'm Nick from Nick's Taxes, and as always, happy taxing.